Our conversation with Swiss Ambassador Dr. Linus von Castelmur. And let me remind you of the quiz that we had once again. Switzerland is known for a famous dish that involves dipping various foods in melted cheese. Is it number 1, fondue, number 2, flan, or number 3, poutine? Now, I think poutine is more like French fries with gravy sauce all over it, right? So we talked about the Swiss food that we want in the first half of the interview. Remember, it was the one where we dipped cheese or food in melting cheese. So if you know the answer, send it to our bandi border KakaoTalk Plus for free or text to pound 1045. Hey, before we continue on with the conversation about Switzerland, Ambassador, do you have a special skill of your own? That's our text mission for today, by the way.
You should ask my wife, obviously. She would know much better than I do, but I take some pride in, I think, being a good listener. It's important if you are a diplomat that you understand your counterpart, that you respect him. And I think, intercultural skills and listening to people is certainly very important.
So being a good listener definitely is a good skill to have. Oh, we have some more messages from our listeners. 조재희님 says, 스위스는 자연 환경이 너무 예뻐요. 이민 가고 싶어요. And nature is so beautiful in Switzerland. I want to move there.
Oh, very good.
시사랑님 says, 대사님 반갑습니다. I read Heidi, the girl from the Alps, when I was younger. And I always dreamed of going to the Alps to actually, go and see the Alps in my dreams. I have never been to Switzerland yet, but it's on my bucket list. Do you know this animation? It was made in Japan, so I guess maybe it's really not from Switzerland itself, but it's about a girl who lives on the Alps in Switzerland. And it's very famous.
But the original text is a text from the 19th century.
Really?
No, it's a novel from the 19th century.
Oh, it is.
Written.
I guess.
Yes,
and they actually took it and made it into an animation. All right. 선영 Yun님 says, fondue, lovely. Ambassador, how about trying cheese 떡볶이?
I'm not so sure. I think I would rather taste it separately. I like very much tteokbokki and all your delicious foods, but I'm not sure that the mixture is the right one.
Really?
But why not? Next time, perhaps.
Yeah, I love tteokbokki with cheese. Lee Nanyongnim says, there's another famous food from Switzerland, which is chocolate. Ambassador, do you like chocolate?
I do, but I prefer I'm more on the salty side. I prefer seafood. I prefer, other salty dishes.
If I'm not wrong, I think milk chocolate was created in Switzerland.
Absolutely, in the 19th century. Yes.
Yeah, so Switzerland is famous for lots of different things. 4182 says, good morning, Ambassador. I understand that Switzerland is a very multilingual / multicultural society. What is the official language of the country?
There are 4 official languages. German, which is spoken by almost 75% of the population, French by 20%, a little bit less, and Italian by 7 to 8%. And then a very tiny group is the Romansh-speaking group. It's only 60,000 people speaking this kind of ancient dialect of a Latin script, so to say.
So do you grow up learning at least 2 or 3 of those languages?
You learn in school 2 of the national languages. Yes.
But English is also pretty well spoken in the country too, right? Yeah, Switzerland also is like the country that made the Swiss Army knife.
True, yes.
The potato peeler. I was stunned. So, yeah, definitely is a great country. Now, going back to Switzerland, let's talk more about education. It's definitely a hub of education, arts, and culture. In fact, there's a total of 26 Swiss Nobel Prize laureates, placing Switzerland second in the list of countries by Nobel laureates per capita. So what is your secret?
I think we invested heavily already in the 19th century into basic education, and then we created a system of research institutes, education institutes on university levels, and all of the 20 plus Swiss universities are within the top 500 universities of the world when it comes to the time or other rankings. So I think we are serious about education. Switzerland is also very good in attracting foreigners. It's, the professors at Swiss universities, more than half are foreigners. Students, 40% are foreigners. So I think this mix of bringing in talents from different countries has been very beneficial for Swiss society and for Swiss education.
Mm-hmm. The multicultural aspect, I guess, of education also plays a huge role in that. Yeah, I mean, Switzerland is also ranked in the top when it comes to like the happiest people in the world. So high education, happy people, great inventions. It's definitely a great country that we should all visit at least once in our lifetime. Not to mention, of course, the nature as well. Now let's ask you about your own learning experience. Was becoming a diplomat your first dream that you ever had?
It was my first dream, and then I quit it because I thought, well, perhaps it's a little bit too traditional, too protocolar, perhaps it's not the right thing. But when I was doing my PhD on international relations after the Second World War, I got aware how crucial the role of diplomats is in negotiations and bringing new ideas to fruition. So it's only as a second thought, when I was 25, 26, 27, that I said, well, I should definitely consider it. After my PhD, I did the Swiss entry exam and I joined the Swiss diplomatic service, and I do not regret it. I've been in many different countries and I'm serving abroad, and I like this kind of being on the outer front, defending Switzerland, representing Switzerland, but also learning from many other countries. It's a beautiful profession.
And you're spearheading the diplomatic ties between Korea and Switzerland, of course. If there are some people listening to our show who want to become diplomats, then could you give maybe a tip as a person who is spearheading diplomatic ties in the world?
Well, I think you need to be an open person. You must have an interest for other people. You must love also traveling. Sometimes you have nice postings. Sometimes you have also difficult postings. I had some postings in Africa, not so easy. You have to adapt and to make the best out of it, and to stay faithful to your country, but also to understand that you have to become a bridge builder. I think that is the main idea of being a diplomat.
Yeah, so as we were continuing on with our conversation, we learned that being a good listener and also being open, and I guess, what did you just mention? Being able to, to adapt, right? To adjust. Those are good qualities for becoming a diplomat. Okay, so now we're going to move on to a very crucial question that we ask here in Korea and also Morning Special. It's a 나에겐 뭐뭐란 question, right? So it's a question that aims at asking a person about the significance of his or her dream, passion, current job, etc. So we would like to ask you, what is Korea to you? 대사님께 한국이란?
A very old and rich culture and civilization, certainly. A very modern and vibrant society, high-tech. And what is really, for me, the gist of Korea is this very rapid economic growth and development, all done by your own. And I'm a big admirer of the model of economic development, all by your own, in the 80s, in the 90s. It's really amazing. And I see also that there are some societal changes that are coming. I think women asking for more rights, younger people asking for better participation in the state. I think it's a fantastic experience that you showed in some months I was here for your attachment to democracy, your commitment to democracy. I think it's a very vibrating and a vibrant country, and I'm looking very much forward in the future development of Korea.
And we also very much look forward to you staying in Korea, and also maybe you can come to the show again in the future.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, thank you so well. Yes, thank you so much for taking out your time today, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, Kathleen.
Thank
All the
you.
best. Bye-bye.